congratulations to Mr. Emmanuel Wanyonyi. Let me start on the good side, the one that I can't remember. He has set a world record in the mile road. Yeah, I know. It's a complex thing. It sounds very, very, very long-winding. Let me find you the World Athletics tweet. Because they are the ones who tweeted and said, unajua nini? This is the way it is. Hivi ndivyo kuko. In fact, I retweeted it just now. There. Emmanuel Wanyonyi breaks the men's road mile world record at the Adizero Road to Records 2024 after running 3 minutes 54.5 seconds in Germany.
You've been raving about this guy for some time now.
I like him. I like this kid.
I think he's done two second place finishes at major events.
He's done one. He was second at the World Championships last year in Budapest.
He could have won.
Which he should have won. Yeah.
Not should have. Could have okay, maybe, okay. But also. Rewind. It was his first major championship. The favorite was Marco Arop. Marco Arop runs one way and one way only. He gets to the front and steps on that. Kanyanga Mafta, he beats everyone. So going into the final, Wanyonyi's plan was, his plan and Claudio's plan was, he's going to go out hard, just hold on. In the second lap, he fades away, come hard and finish. Then the gun goes, what does Arop do? He drops all the way to last.
So he destabilizes.
So Wanyonyi found himself. So once you finish the curve and then you break, so they're all expecting him to be at the front. When they broke into the inside lane, Wanyonyi was leading and the guy was nowhere to be seen. So Wanyonyi had to quickly recalibrate. What do I do? Where do I go? So he held on. Of course, Arop came, of course, with more power, more experience. So yes, he could have won it. But I was like, it's his first senior race. He's a child.
We'll give him his flowers.
So it's okay. And then after that, he ran his PB. Was it at the end of the season? He beat Arop now in the Diamond League final.
Nice.
Like, he was like, you see now. So I'm hoping this year, he started again slowly. He didn't go to World Cross Country. There were, the issue of Kenya. Kenya tunakuanga na
interesting things.
Shida za nyumbani.
Yeah, shida abas. That's perfect way of explaining. But shida tu za nyumbmbani tu hakuenda. But we saw him last weekend at Kipkeino. And he looked okay. I told you guys, he looks solid. Nice. Now today he set a world record, not bad. I hear he doesn't have a very heavy season. His focus is on that medal in Paris.
Nice. Which is good. Nice. I think he has to be very intentional.
I like him because he looks like he has natural. These people have some natural power you can't teach, you can't coach. I think you're just born with it.
That is what I was just about to ask you. What does it stand out for, which you've answered? Because I'm looking at 800 meters and Kenya. Of course, Rudisha at some top point. I think there was Bungei as well.
Yes. It was Bungei, Bungei, Rudisha, Korir.
Yes. So he's going into a field in which Kenya has dominated so much. Do you quite see him following in on that on that lineage?
There's no reason why not. First, he has a good coach. Second, I think I like athletes who are different. Different in whatever way you look at it. He's different in a lot of ways. Can you remember another Kenyan middle distance athlete called Wanyonyi?
Nope.
Or called Wepukulu? Or called Wafula? So I think that makes him stand out. And then I think he just has natural power. Like, Coach Tohid Muhyiddin used to tell me this. It's power you are born with. And he was like, nowadays you don't see it in a lot of players. And the examples he gave me, and if I tell you, you'll remember football-wise, David Owino, Calabar, and Luke Ochieng. You remember Luke Ochieng played for Sony, would play at fullback sometimes. He was like, guy. He was like, they just have power you can't coach.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of power Dennis Oliech had. You couldn't coach that explosiveness. You cannot train someone to be like
same
that.
For rugby, like Collins Injera.
Yes, like the good Lord, when he was dealing with your Maumbile, he decided to give you something extra. So I feel like he has that. So, and I also like his naivety and his innocence. He's such a... Like even when you interview him, he's hana maneno mingi lakini tupige. In fact, he tells you nukupiga tu. Yeah, so I hope atapiga mpaka. But yes, congratulations.
And all the best in Paris.
Yeah, not bad. I hope to talk to him in a few weeks.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Can't wait for that.
So then there's Shanghai, which is taking place. They call it a funny name. I don't know what that name is. We just call it Shanghai.
I don't know if it's a city. This is Shanghai. Then I don't know if it had another name. It confused me as well. But staying on the 800 meters, Wokabi. Yes. So it's called Suzu, the Suzu Diamond League. So Algeria's Slimani Mula amesema wa Kenya tuchukue 800 meters.
It's okay.
It was Wycliffe Kinyamal versus him. So it's the Algerian who's won. So it happened just like about 15 minutes or so ago. 144.55 for the Algerian.
Yeah, not bad. Kinyamal hiyo ndio level
yake. Hot and cold.
No, hiyo level yake ni hapo. No, hiyo hapo.
But I felt like he had a lot of potential, but I don't know what happened.
No, I think ni hapo. Yeah. You know, at times I'm blunt and it doesn't help. But yeah.
Still on athletics and a little bit of review after the ABSA games. Any reason to worry after Omanyala show?
I told Bernard this on Monday. I have nothing to worry about it. After spending most of my morning with him today and his coach, even more reason. I'm not really worried about it.
So what went wrong, supposedly?
It could be the rain. Like I told Bernard, you could break it down whichever way you want. But the key reason, according to him and his coach, is that where they are in terms of preparations and in terms of training is a lot more behind than where he normally is at the start of the season. So if you look at him since 2022, his start is normally, he starts at a very high level and then the times just drop. If you go back and think, look at 2022, 2023. He starts very well. Last year, going into the World Championships, he was the top-ranked guy.
Yeah.
By the time he'd set it early on, then once you get there, things just seem to go down. So it's like, we are on the opposite way. We were fairly certain, this I can quote unquote, we wanted to see where we are. And it's the fastest he's ever opened a season in terms of time. 10:03, I think last year was 10:12, or the other year was 10:29, something, I can't remember the numbers. But he was like, we are okay, we are all right. My only beef with him, and I told him this so he knows, is I didn't like the paint. I didn't like the whole paint work thing. I told him, it just makes it look like you're not, you're taking it lightly. Yeah. To which he laughed and he told me, believe it or not, someone very close to him and me were in the same boat like this paint thing. We are not sure. So I'm not too worried. I'm not. I'll be worried if he's still at 10-0 something in June.
Oh, okay.
Because you remember, an athlete has a peak. You can only stay at the peak for 6 weeks. So an athlete can only peak twice in a year, according to science. So his first peak was going to World Indoor. That's what they say. So the second peak is to make sure you pick for Olympics. So if you pick early in May, you can, because a peak is 6 weeks long. So if you pick in May, April 20 plus 6 weeks, it's end of May. Yeah. So then what happens? So you have to time your peak. It's all science. Yeah. And also, guys, it's okay for someone to lose a race every once in a while, guys. It's okay. It's just that we are a spoiled lot and we do think our athletes must win everything. I said this about Eliud. I said it's okay for you to lose one.
Once or twice.
I think it's okay for him to finish. The
issue is, and this is not even an issue.
Yes.
I think 70-80% of them in the stadium were waiting for Omanyala. Understandably, he spoiled us. We expect more and more and more and more. It didn't turn out. It was a little bit of an anticlimax because he even ran in the rain and then the downpour just came immediately after that. So maybe that is why guys went home like ish.
And again, I'll tell you something. Coach Ben Omar, like I told you, I've spent the whole day with the athletes and coaches this morning. Coach Ben Omar told me, to fans and to journalists, it's a matter of life and death. And it's all about the result. But to the coach and the athlete, there's so many other factors that go into it. So the fan and the journalist, we want you to win. But it's like for some of us coaches, all we want is for you to finish the race. He's like, I just want you to finish the race. I know what struggle